And I've been meaning to ask how you interpret fights. Like you only listen to commentary. That's how you digest the fights, kind of.
When I'm like watching it in like live.
Yeah, like at your house watching any.
Yeah, so like at my house, like we've got the TV on. I'm sitting there with Emily and David, and basically listening to whoever's doing commentary, and hearing the punches thrown, and like I'll ask like, oh, who was that? Like what? Like because the commentary they skip over a lot of that, and I don't know. You can definitely get like, I mean, who's controlling the fight, who's landing the heavy hits. You definitely know based off of just adding those things up, like who's winning. You definitely get a sense for it. But I mean, I go back for the fights that I really love, and I'll listen to them on YouTube again, listen to them with other people doing commentary, just breaking it down as well. Like just to, like I said, like, I mean, I fall asleep like just listening to like fights on YouTube. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing because like I actually said this the other day. I was like, I know I'm missing out on like 50% of it at least, like by just listening. But I was like, what else in my life isn't that? Like, so I'm like, this is what I got. Like,
make the best of it, kind of.
Yeah. Like it's kind of interesting because it's like somebody is like, how do you enjoy watching fights? It's like, to answer that question is like, how do I enjoy, doing so, like, how do I enjoy going to the beach? Like, like I love going to the beach. I love swimming in the ocean, but somebody be like, oh, you can't see the sunset. Like you can't see the waves crashing. Like, but I still feel what's going on. And I love like there's so much in my life that I get joy out of. And it's like, I could sit back and be like, I'm not seeing the action, but I still feel, it's okay. The one-on-one aspect makes it the most, the easiest thing to digest than like 10 people on a football field or whatever, like running down, like that's way more to comprehend than punches and kicks landing, takedowns happening, chokeouts happening, like with, one-on-one. Like if there was 5 people in the octagon all fighting each other, like a 5-on-5 in the octagon, I'd be like, wait, who fought who? Like who hit who? Like, oh, did he hit her? Like like what? But no, I appreciate the question, but like it is one of those things that it's like the commentary really is, they do a good job. I mean, certain people do better than others, but I like to be able to hear it. That is for sure. Like I do get very anxious if it's like a little too low in volume and I feel like I'm missing out on everything. Then I'm like, this just sucks. But no, it's, I honestly never thought in like a million years, like that I would ever enjoy watching a combat sport or any sport, like really. And it's interesting because I have said this, like betting made me enjoy it more because like there was something on like the line that was like, it made me feel more a part of it. So like even like having like just a few dollars like on a fight like made it, like originally like when I initially got into it, it made me care more about what was going on while it was happening. And so like I don't know, like sitting back, like having a drink, like having a few dollars like on a fighter, and then like it almost takes the lack of being able to see it away, and it brings me to the excitement level of, if I could see it, just being able to be like somewhat like invested in it. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but like it
makes sense. Yeah,
it made me feel more engaged because I will check out very quickly of like TV shows, sporting events. Like I have to feel somewhat like connected to it in a way, because the lack of visual will definitely make you be like, I'm just gonna walk away now.
No, I mean, I think it even makes you like even more of a real fan, because like I think so much of fighting and MMA is emotion based. Like it's such a human sport, it's just you and another man in a cage or a woman, and you're just hitting each other. It's like when you strip it down to that, but it's a lot of it is emotion based, and that's kind of all you have. So I think. The investment in it is different than like me or someone, and I still get really invested in it. So I think it's so awesome that you're such a fan, and
Thanks, man.
You get to just appreciate it differently than
I I do, like, in a non like emotional way. I very much view my whole life as like a fighter. Like
Right.
it's interesting because like if I really stripped it away, I'm like, I am a fighter without ever like getting in the ring and taking an unfair fight where I'm just taking like head damage against somebody who's like seeing me, and like, because I would really get in the ring. Like, I would go spar, I would go do all that. Like I've done my fair share of my own head damage, so why not a little bit more? But like, I truly, I don't know, like, when I break down like the essence of my energy in life, I'm like, all right, you're always in training camp. You're always like living this life that's like creative, musically creative in the kitchen, create like always like, never missing workouts. Like, oh, like, I don't know. I do always feel like I'm in training for something, and I don't know what it is for, like, but something's going to happen and I'm going to be ready. Damn it.
Eventually.
But no, I think that's a cool question, but I absolutely love it, and I do feel very emotionally invested.
That's awesome. Yeah, every time we get to come on here and talk, I appreciate everything that you have to bring to the table and talk about more, because I know that it's from a perspective that I'm not very going to be able to understand, and it's refreshing to hear. It's something different. And especially for a sport that I love so much as well, it's
because fighters are different, and like you can hear that in their voices. I mean, they're not like, yeah, it could definitely switch to like people like Bo Nickel and being these pro athletes and whatnot, but fighters are coming from a very vulnerable place and like a hard place.
Yeah, and that's I don't want to like put words in your mouth, but I'm sure that's another reason that you can relate to it as much. You said it like you've been fighting your whole life. So
yeah, man. And I don't mean that like,
it's your people.
Like and I don't mean it like in a sad, like, woe is me kind of sense at all. Like when I say, I really do mean it as like the cards I've been dealt. Like I fight through whatever it is. And like, I say fight in a very positive like sense. It's not like, it's not like I'm getting my ass kicked. I feel like I'm kicking life's ass. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah. And I feel like this community, obviously there's trolls and all that, and there's when we get really into the sport, there's all the memes and all that, but it does feel like the whole community is very accepting of everyone. Like if you look at some of our stars are like Yuri and these just wacky dudes, and like they're just different from a normal person, and it's more relatable than any,
because it is an
picture
art.
Perfect. Yeah.
It for sure is an art. It is about expression, and it's a beautiful thing.
It is. Thank you, MMA, for existing.
Thank you for being there for us.
Appreciate it.